Well, Lilian, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. I don't think we have heard that much from you in Europe, so it's going to be great to get to know you a little bit more. How have the last few months looked for you since returning home from that gold medal in Tokyo?
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you for hosting me first. And I want to say that it has been a nice time. And the last couple months have been so good. And I think I've been enjoying my off season with my family and my kids. So yeah, it has been well. Yeah.
And has there been a lot of attention in Kenya, a lot of celebrations? And I'm wondering, do your children understand that you're the world champion?
Wow. I think so many attention is there. And as you understand, being a world champion comes with a lot of attention. And but I think I'm managing it well. Though it is something that is new that I've never experienced. So, but I know how to manage it and yeah, coping up with it.
And do you think your children understand that you're world champion, or do they think you're still just mum?
Oh wow, they know because they're my number one fan. Anytime I'm running, they will always look at the TV and they're like, "Oh wow, mom is running." So they're my number one fan and they know everything that is going on in athletics. And yeah, they understand that mom is a world champion. And yeah, sure.
How old are your kids, Lilian?
Oh, my kids are 4 and 3. The other one
Okay.
is the firstborn is turning 5 years this month, 20th November. And my last born is 3 years, yeah. I think it feels nice to be a mom, that is what I can say. And balancing athletics and motherhood is so fine because I feel nice having them around because I always wake up very early in the morning just to do this for them.
If we go back to your childhood,
Yeah.
what was your life like growing up, and how did you get into athletics?
I think I can say that I started my career way long ago when I was in junior schools, that is primary school, and all the way to secondary school. I want to thank my parents because they noticed my talent, but they never let it fade away. So, so far, I've always said that my parents kept me moving because anytime that I could go to any, maybe the school games, maybe the secondary school games, they will take me to the places and they gave me that opportunity to, as an athlete, to explore. I started my training in the training camps, and when I was in high school, I became a national champion, and all the way to the East Africa, and I got a bronze medal, and that is when I realized that yeah, I'm very capable of being a good athlete and maybe a world beater one day.
Running is so popular in Kenya. It's so competitive, and it's such a big sport in Kenya. Did you feel pressure to become a great athlete, or were you motivated?
Oh, I think I've always wanted to be like the world beaters. If you see like the likes of Ellen Obiri, the likes of Paris, the likes of Beatrice. So I've always admired to be like one of them, the likes of Faith Kipyegon. So I think they've been keeping me going and having people around me like the likes of Helen, the likes of Faith. Yeah, they've always motivated me daily basis. Yeah, and one day I wanted to be like them, and yeah, thank God it happened.
And what about the distance that you chose, Lilian? You are an 800-meter runner now. Was that always your distance, or have you found that over time?
I think I started with the 400 meters when I was in high school, and all the way to some parts of junior, and from there, that is when I decided to shift to 800 meters when I did my first time trial. That is way back in 2016. And I ran a 207 and 207 in the junior trials that was going to Poland. I can remember that. And so I decided to shift to 800 when I ran a 207. And I saw, yeah, anything is very possible. And maybe I can make it. So I shifted to 800 and we started working on it with my coach. And yeah, I think we started working for this so long.
It has been a long journey for you, which we're going to get into a bit more. I think in Europe and the US, when some African athletes combine work with training, there's we don't understand as much about how that works. It helps their funding and development. Can you tell us about your role in the Kenya prison service and how that has changed over time and helped you to become the athletes that you are?
I started working with Kenya Prison way back in 2017. That is when I got into the service, and I think it has been good since I joined Kenya Prison, because you see, becoming a world champion after getting the job, it feels so nice, and all the celebrations, I think it's so nice, and Kenya Prisons, it works on the rehabilitations of the offended, and it feels nice. So some parts I go to job, and sometimes I go to training, and I balance it.
So back in 2017, when you started your career with the prison service, is it a job that allows you to train alongside? So is there an understanding that some hours you train and then some hours you work? Is there a supportive collaboration between the prison service and your training demands?
I think what we always do is we get a full-time release as a sports person, and we always maybe a full year we can get a full-time release, and you focus on your training, and then maybe after the season ends you go back to work, maybe for a month or maybe for some weeks, so that you couldn't forget what it entails to be a prison officer. So it's nice, by the way.
I think didn't you not get promoted, Lilian, after you won your gold? Are you a sergeant now? Is that right?
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty good. And have you had to go back to work?
Yeah, getting promotions keep you moving. And so far now I'm a sergeant. A sergeant in the prison service. And I would like to get more promotions coming in the coming years. And it comes with the hard work. So, I'm happy for getting the promotions from my employer, that is the Kenya Prison, and my boss, that is the Commissioner General of Prison. And I'm so humbled to get the promotion and the honorary, and looking forward to doing more.
So if we look at, you mentioned you felt you had potential in 2016 when you ran 2:07, and then you go into a career that supports you being an athlete. But it's a long time, from 2017 to 2025, to wait 8 years to become world champion. Did you ever lose the confidence that it was going to happen? Was it a smooth journey, or were there difficulties?
I think there have been ups and downs, I can't deny, because you see, when I got into the Kenya prisons, that is 2017, I had to first go to training for around 9 months. And coming out, you have to report to the station works and to adapt to the job. And thereafter, when I came out, I decided to go to the training camp that is Rongai, under Coach Bernard Ouma. And it was so unfortunate that Corona came, that is 2020 now. And I was in top shape, by the way. So I decided to take a break and go for a maternity leave. And I came back. The same year that I came back, I also decided to go for another maternity leave. Then from there, I got a new coach, and she's called Madam Jacinta Maraguri. And we sat down with her now that I was done with maternity leave, and my full focus now was on training. I was done with the family affairs now, So I was to focus on the training. So we sat down with my coach, and we strategized on what we're focusing on. So I gave myself a full year just to train without any competitions. Maybe I will just go for the competition, not to compete, but maybe just to make it a training session. So after the full year of training, that is when we started racing. And the first time I made it to the Africa Championship, All African Championship, that went to Ghana. and that was my first time making it to the national team, and I made it to the finals, though didn't make it to the podium. I was number 4. Then thereafter, we went to Cameroon for the Africa Championships, and I got a silver medal and became a silver medalist, Africa silver medalist. Came back, so the silver gave me so much motivation, and decided to work on it and on myself, and we sat down with the coach so that we can do more. Yeah.
And was that 2024, the African Championships and the silver medal? Was that in 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it's if you trained all of 2023 and regained that fitness after motherhood, and then you have some success in 2024, we saw you went to Paris and ran in the opening rounds. You went to Nanjing, the World Indoor Championships, and ran in the opening rounds. What did you learn from the Olympics and the World Indoor Championships to help you get to that next level?
I think when I went to Olympics, I went like just an underdog. Nobody knew who Odira was, and I went to the Olympics just to enjoy the race and get fun out of it, because I think had not had enough experience to race with the best of the best in the world. So I just went there to get a PB. That is what my coach told me, that enjoy the race, and whatever comes out, it's fine. So when I went into the heat, I think I came out with a PB that was 1:58.98, and I was so happy, because running a 1:58 by then was something that was amazing. So I went to the semi-finals. That is where I got another PB, 1:58.53, and I think that became as a motivation, and I took it as something that I can now work harder, and because I saw it making it to the Olympics for the first time and reaching the semi-finals. I think that was so amazing, and I achieved what I wanted. So I took it as a motivation, and I decided to work on the next season, and we see what comes out.
Can I ask about how much maybe someone like Faith Kipyegon was an inspiration to you in terms of starting a family and coming back and being successful at your sport? Because actually a lot of athletes might take maternity leave later in their career, but because of COVID, you had an opportunity. It was a good opportunity in the end, with no competitions, wasn't it, to start a family then? I just wonder how that changed your life, and how much someone like Faith and others have really inspired you.
I just sat down with myself and said, I've seen so many mothers outside there who are world beaters and making it in athletics, and I decided to be one of them and make it to the bracket that one day maybe we say that I'm a woman and I'm doing it out there. So I was using Faith, Helen, Perez as an inspiration, because I've always seen Faith. She's always doing it for her daughter, Aline. So I think I decided to copy their footsteps. Yeah.
We'll get on to Tokyo in a moment and how that worked. But I read an article where you were talking about how you trained to get to Tokyo and how you started to put more cross country in, and now how that really helped you. Can you tell us a bit more about that, perhaps?
I think when I came back from Olympics, that is Paris, we came back, sat down with my coach, and we decided to get a new strategy to tackle the 2025 season, as we knew that the season was so long. So the World Champs took place in September, so we saw that the season was so long, so we needed a new strategy. So we decided to give it a trial with the cross country as a build-up. So I think I did so many cross country runs. I did the 2-kilometer loops. I did up to 10-kilometer runs, 10-kilometer women cross country, and that is when I saw that the season was so amazing, because I started with the Bomet cross country meeting and I became number 3. That was my first race of the season. And later on went to another, that was in Wolkalau, and I was number 2. Then I did our prison championship and I did a 10 kilometers, and I think I became number 3 in the 10 kilometers and I ran a 33. So that is what motivated me so much, and I felt like, oh wow, it's very possible. The season is so amazing, and I had no any injury. So we decided to take good advantage of it, and we really worked for it. Yeah.
And then you participated in the indoor season after that cross country. How was it racing on an indoor track and going to those World Championships in Nanjing?
Oh wow, let me tell you, the first time that I went to the indoors was in Lyon, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and I'd never seen an indoor track before in my life, and my first time getting into the track, I was like, what is this then? And I think I told my coach and my manager, Malcolm, I'm like, I think the best option is to withdraw from the race, because I've never run in such a track. I'm so tall and maybe I might fall down. I might fall down in the track. So, but when I got into the race, I think, I'm always one of the athletes who says like, I always take advantage of the field, of the strong field, because I saw the likes of Hobart were there. So I decided, let me give it a trial and maybe get a PB, because I've never run any indoor before. And my focus was to make it to the World Indoor Championship. So I decided to give it a trial, and God willingly, I ran a 2:01, and I was number 1 in Lyon. And from there, I think from the race, I decided to love the indoors, the indoor track. Yeah. Then we went to Nanjing, China. Yeah. It was so unfortunate that I didn't make it to the finals. I fell in the semi-finals, but me getting a medal from Tokyo, I think it was because of me falling down in Nanjing, because I was so frustrated. I think I locked myself in a room the whole night crying. I didn't know what to go and tell my coach or my manager, because you see, you've trained tirelessly for something and you're expecting a lot. And I knew I was in good shape. And I wanted just to make it to the finals, or maybe get a medal if possible. But I fell down during the semis, and it was just around 50 meters to the finish line. I think you can see how you'll feel as an athlete. So I went back to Kenya for training, and though frustrated, but I think I've always had good people around me, good mentors, and they told me, no, that is just but the start. This is now, you should take advantage of it, and you should work tirelessly for it now. So, yeah.
Because indoors is very different, isn't it, Lilian? Will you go back to it? I mean, it's very much more physical. You have to use your elbows a lot more. Do you enjoy that kind of thing?
Oh, well, I think for this season, I'm not going to do any indoor. And I think we decided to opt it out with my coach and my manager, so that we can focus on the outdoor season, because now you see the season has been long. I started with the cross countries way back to the World Champs, so I have not have enough training for the indoor maybe. And as an athlete, now that I'm a world champion, I think we needed to prepare well. We don't just want to go for a race. We need to go with the mind of winning. So we're not going to do the indoor season, yeah.
Okay. Let's switch forward to Tokyo, the final itself. And as you said before, you were sort of the underdog. You were starting to get used to being the underdog. Obviously, in the UK, the attention was all about Keely Hodgkinson and Georgia Hunter-Bell, and whether Mary Moraa could find some form herself, because she had a bit of an up and down season. Now, she went out like a rocket, and you just sat. Now, had you spoken to Mary before the race about what she was going to do? Did you know that she was going to take it out so quickly?
Mary was my roommate when we were in Tokyo. That is one. And
Okay.
she's my good friend. But we always, we're good friends. That is what I can say. So when I was going to the race, I think I've always wanted to race with the best of the best in the world. So I decided to maybe take advantage of the race. And my main aim was, first of all, get another good PB, because I got a PB when I was in Silesia. And I wanted another PB. That has always been my motto when I get into a race, that I always want a PB. So when I was going to the finals, I was like, what? I'm having the world champion here, the Olympic champion, the likes of Bell, Hunter Bell. Wero had just run a 155. Okay, it was a faster field, so I decided to take advantage of it, and I knew that we had trained for this, because as an athlete, you always gauge during training, and my body was well when I was in Tokyo, and it really responded well to the climate. I didn't have any hiccups, so when I was in the race, I think when we crossed the first lap with 55, I felt like it was so fast, and I decided to be patient and hold on way back, and decided maybe let me be patient and wait until maybe the last 200. And when we were in the 600 and I saw that we had crossed it with the 125, I was like, wow, this is so great. I think I'm having another PB here, so let me push it. So until the last 100 meters, when I felt like, wow, I still have some energy that is left in the tank. And I decided to give it all out, because I saw that I was in the medal bracket. Now that there were some people who were starting to fall off. So I saw that maybe I can make it to the medal bracket, and that was our main aim when I was going to the race. So I decided to give it all out, and I think I was so happy to win the race.
What did it feel like then in those last 50 meters when you're moving forward and everyone else seems to stand still? Can you remember it? Is it strong in your memory?
I think if you watch all my races, I think maybe it is only that so many people were not concentrating on Lilian, but in most the races that I've run, I've always performed well in the last 120 meters or the last 100 meters. I always execute my races well. That is what I can say. And as you know, 800 meters, you have to calculate as an athlete and do your executions so well so that you don't burn out. And so I always preserve my energy for the last kick, because you see now the last 120 meters, everybody is strong. If you go to a race that everybody is strong and everybody is in top shape, you have to execute it well. So I think I did a good execution of my race, and I really believed on myself, and was very sure that if we go to the last 100 meters with the group, I was sure it won't be an easy one.
But you said it yourself. You were standing there in a field with the likes of Audrey Vero, Georgia Hunter-Bell, the reigning world champion, the reigning Olympic champion. Why is it that you can execute those perfect races? Do you deal with the pressure very well? Do you get nervous? Because it seems like you're very able to deliver a good performance under high pressure.
I think I had a lot of pressure when I was going to the race, because you see, I had run a 156 in Silesia, and I think there was a lot of expectations from me, from my coach. That is what I consider, and maybe from my fans and people that are around me. So everybody was like, Odira, you're very capable of making it, and you're very capable of medaling. And I think I took advantage of that, because I said, if those who are not running or those who are outside can see it, then why can't I give it a trial? So I decided to give it a trial, though the pressure was there. You see, you're an underdog, you have got no any other name, like you just Odira. There is nothing like world champion, maybe Olympic champion, you just Odira. So I decided to run my own race as Odira, and that is what I can say has always helped me, because anytime I get into a race, I always get as Odira, and I don't focus on anyone because I know in athletics it's all about your execution and the training that you've done. So I was really, really sure that what we've done with my coach was so perfect, and my management that we were very capable of getting the medal. Yeah.
But you look now, we're here in November after the World Championships. Going forward now in your career, you're Odira, the world champion. You can't fly under the radar anymore. You're no longer an underdog. Do you think your mentality will be different when you line up in the summer? Do you feel like there will be even more pressure, maybe from other people other than your team?
I think so far, what I can say that we've raised the bar high. I'm now a world champion, and when I'm going to a race, I should race as a world champion. So far we with my coach and my management, we've got another strategy to tackle the next season that is, and we're tackling it now as a world champion. And we've just started our season, and we're hoping for the best for this season. That is what I can say.
Can I just ask about how you felt when you crossed the line and you knew that you had won? Because when you look at the pictures back, and I've watched the race back a couple of times now over the last few days preparing for this, you look quite like you don't know how to react. And then there's another image of the Kenya team. I think Faith is in there as well. Everyone's jumping up and down. Everyone's so happy. And then there's this moment of quiet for you, Mary and Sarah Marat as well, all on the track, all on your knees, all in a huddle with your arms around each other. And it's such a lovely moment. And I just wonder how you felt at that time, how you took it all in.
We were so happy, first of all, because all we wanted, first of all, was to retain the title back at home, because we managed to make it to the finals, the three of us. So we decided that let's retain back the title back at home. But we never wanted to know who is going to retain it back, either Sarah, Mary, or me. So the most important thing was to retain the title back at home. And I think we were so happy for each other because you see now, Sarah got another PB, that is 155. And Mary has been having so many hiccups in her season, but we were so very happy because she made it to the finals. So as a team, we were so happy for each other. And we decided, to give thanks to the Lord first. And our teammates have the likes of Faith. I think they met us before even going to the finals of the world of the 800 meters, and they were like, "Bring this thing home." If you see that it was a clean sweep for the Kenyan women in every event, so it was only 800 meters that was remaining, and they were like, "If you guys don't bring this medal home, I think we're not going back in the same flight." So you see, we took advantage of that, and we decided to give it all.
I was going to ask you that the momentum for the Kenyan women in Tokyo was phenomenal. Every distance race, Kenya kept winning. Did you feel even more pressure when it got to that 800 that you could potentially let the team down if you three didn't manage to get the gold medal?
Or did it give you real energy instead, like the opposite?
The pressure that we were getting from the team, you see now that every event that was won by the women in Tokyo, like we had won all the titles, all the gold medals, and it was only 800 meters that was remaining. And then, we had really worked for this. That is what I can say. And we really believed that we were very capable of getting it. And so I think the motivation from our team, from our coaches, from our fellow athletes, and the work that we had done when we were in the camp back home here in Kenya, was it was just to bring it home.
When we look ahead from here, you are now not the underdog, you are the world champion. So you head into races now as one of the favourites. We recently spoke to Cole Hocker, who said once he won Olympic gold, he straight away thought, I need to win more gold medals. Do you look at it like that? Are you straight away looking in the future and saying, I want more of this?
Yeah, I think as I'm a world champion, and when I'm going to a race, a lot of people are expecting a lot from me, and I'm also expecting a lot from myself, and even my coach is expecting a lot from me. So, yeah, my hope is to bring more gold medals.
When we look at 2026, there's a Diamond League season that you haven't been a big part of before, but now you'd say you can run every Diamond League you want. There's also the Commonwealth Games, and there's also the Ultimate Championships with World Athletics. When you look at 2026, what are your big targets?
I think 2026, my plans are making it to the Commonwealth Games. That is the team that will be heading to Commonwealth. Making it to the Diamond League final. I've already qualified for the Ultimate Championship, and I want to run faster. So I think, that is what I'm planning to do this season.
Because there's some people that say that 2026 is a down year. We don't have a World Championships, we don't have an Olympics. But for Kenya, with those Commonwealth Games Championships, how important is that Championships for you?
I think I'll use the Commonwealth as my preparation to the Ultimate Championship. And I'm going to the Commonwealth with the mind of going to engage my body where it is, maybe, so that as I prepare for the Ultimate Championship, and my main aim is to go do good there, and maybe run faster, and my hope is to get a medal. Yeah.
And looking further ahead, do you stick solely to the 800 meters? Do you look at moving up distance one day? Do the roads interest you one day, perhaps?
Yeah, as an athlete, you'll always want to grow the ladder up, but for now, I think I'm just going to focus on the 800 meters, and maybe some years to come, if my coach will decide, or my coach, if she'll decide that we move to 1500, it's fine, we will move. But for now, we're still focusing on the 800 meters because I think we still have a lot to display.
And how motivating is the LA Olympics? You know, it's just over 2 years away now, 2.5 years. Is that something that's very motivating for you?
First of all, I'm going to focus on the next season, that is 2026. And as I've said, that I would love to make it to the Commonwealth Games, and I'm going to the Ultimate Championship to run faster, and I want to make it to the Diamond League finals. And I think after the 2026, we'll go. I've always liked to, after a race, or maybe after a season, we go back with my coach, we plan on the next one. So what I can say about 2028 is I'm just hoping to make it to the team. You know, in Kenya here, the most important thing is making it to the team first. So I can't talk about LA now, but I'm hoping to make it to the team when time comes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some way off, isn't it? Look, Lilian, we'll leave it there. We thank you so much for giving up your time and telling us some of your story. It's really important that we do that because we haven't heard that much from you, and you were one of the best stories about the Tokyo World Championships coming through and winning that gold medal. So thank you so much for your time.